I guess we got to talk about VAR, and we got to talk about mic'd up, and we got to talk about the conversations that took place between the officials, both the VAR officials, and then of course what was said by Michael Owen and Howard Webb. So let's first of all look at the breakdown of what was said during the incident of the handball that wasn't given for Liverpool. The handball that was a blatant handball, Odegaard handled it, the rest is history. But let's have a look at what was said there. So let me just get the transcript open here. This video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe and secure from hackers. Using Surfshark, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries or other streaming platforms like DAZN in Spain for all those important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. Everything. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe from being hacked if you use public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're in a cafe, you're at college, you're out and about, they've got you covered. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning you can share your account with friends or family or that neighbour who's a little bit cheap. On top of all of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also upgrade to Surfshark One, which includes the VPN, an alert system for breaches related to your data, such as emails and credit cards, and an antivirus software for your desktop. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for a little over €2 a month, and you'll get an additional 3 months free. Simply scan the QR code on screen right now or use the link in the description and enter the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. So referee said, now on, no, his hands on the floor, check possible penalty for handball. So firstly, his hand wasn't on the floor yet. But we'll get to that. So VAR 1 said, just give me your best view. All right, turn around again. VAR 2 came in to say, just going to look for another angle. VAR 1 then replied to go, yes, please. Can you just give me this in full speed? Full speed. Then he went on to say, yeah, I can show you a wider angle, full speed. Then he said, yeah, because it clearly hits his arm. That's not the point I'm looking at. Cool. Then he goes on to say, yeah, this is coming at full speed. Okay, thanks. Okay. VAR 1, thanks. Yeah, for me, Lee, I'm backing with live. He's fallen down. He's moving his arms towards his body. So check complete for me. VAR 2, yeah, from the brief look, off seat. Yeah, VAR 1 agreed. Check complete, confirming decision, no penalty. So let me break that down for you. VAR 2 just admitted a brief view, he's not too fussed about it, so let's not give a penalty. But this nonsense of his arm was on the floor, no it wasn't. He was going towards the floor, but by the time he'd handled the ball and moved it towards him, his arm wasn't on the floor yet, lad, so that's a lie. Secondly, what does it matter if he's moving his arms towards his body? And let me give you some context to this. Let's say I'm on a football pitch. Can I do this when someone takes a penalty, and as long as I do that, it's no penalty because I'm bringing my arms towards my body? Do you get where I'm coming from? It's a nonsense and it has no part to play in the rules of football. So I can do this, but as long as when the ball's hitting my hand, I'm bringing my hand slowly inwards? Not really right, lads, is it? And then eventually, after all of this, and by the way, Michael Owen is about as useful as, I don't know, an ashtray on a motorbike. I don't know why he fronts these shows. He's the most monotonous, dull, and he never pushes back. I think that was a penalty, Howard. Yes, because it was a penalty, Michael. And Howard Webb belatedly admits it's a penalty and that they got it wrong. Yes, they did get it wrong, Howard. Very, very, very wrong. And again, we have to just suck it up, right? We have to just accept it. No, Howard, we get shafted week after week, time after time. And these are supposed to be the improved officials. Remember, because new things were implemented after Spurs, after they, whoopsies, forgot to give us a goal against Spurs because they didn't know what they were looking at, because they thought they were looking to confirm it wasn't offside. So after all of that hoopla, and they go back to the drawing board, and they talk to the officials, and they break everything down and streamline it so these mistakes aren't made again, we get VAR number 2 saying, yeah, from the brief look I had, that sound, lads. No, it's not. It was a blatant handball. Anybody who's ever played football knows it's a handball. Anybody who's come down from planet Zog knows it's a handball. So what good is it to us? Because we're stuck in a title race with these also-rans in Arsenal. And the 2 times we played London clubs, one in London, shafted by another title contender, Spurs, let me think about that, smells fishy. Then we play Arsenal at home, blatant penalty. And from the moment the ref said his arm's on the floor to the other Ramadan in VAR saying he's bringing his arm towards his body, none of that makes a world of difference. He wasn't breaking his fall. He used his arm to manipulate the ball into a position that took it away from our player. How on earth that's acceptable to anybody, no matter who you support? It is disgraceful. When are we going to say enough is enough? When are football fans going to come together and say these idiots are just not fit for purpose? It isn't the technology. It's the people that just refuse to do their job properly. It's got nothing to do with technology failing or interpretation. It's laziness. The very least that should have been done there is ref sent to the monitor to look at it with a better view and then remake his mind up. If he still thinks hand on the floor, no penalty, at least he's looked at it. It's still a wrong decision, but at least he's looked at it. For them to so casually, potentially throw away points that could win us a league title or get us a Champions League place, it just felt really too quick. And they were too eager to just brush it off. I don't know if you guys got that from how you interpreted the audio and the transcript. But for me, nothing about that screamed professionalism. Nothing. Now you juxtapose that with the referees, the video referees in rugby, and you will see professionalism at work. What we get is, well, basically jobs for the boys. And nobody's able to be called out. And no punishments are there. Even though these decisions can change the course of a club's season, or their futures, or their relegation, or their qualification for Europe. Apologies aren't enough. Like I say to my kids, an apology is okay the first and second time. But if you don't change your attitude or how you go about something, if you don't learn from the mistakes, you have a right to then ask, are these mistakes? Or is this just a pattern of who you are and the way you think? Because if you're not open to the correction that you're being given, apologies are worthless. I hope you agree with me on that one. I'm not seeing progression. I'm not seeing them getting better. It's worrying because we'll talk corruption as football fans, but at the very least, it's ineptitude and it's a failure to do their job properly with the tools that are at their disposal. Nowhere in the laws of the game does it talk about bringing your arm closer to your body and because the arm's going in that direction, it's not a penalty. That's farcical. The referee ruled it out very quickly because he thought Odegaard's hand was on the floor and it was breaking his fall. And that part is understandable. I do have some sympathy for the ref in that regard. But that's where VAR is supposed to come in and go, hang on a minute here, ref. His arm wasn't actually breaking his fall. The movement of the arm on the ground was to benefit himself and the position of the football. And in doing that, it stopped the goal scoring opportunity for Liverpool. I think you got to have a look at this one again, mate. Because we're all understanding. We all agree that referees see things like that. And they've a split second. And that's what this system's for. To give them the help that they need. Because we're all human. We all know we can't make the right decision 100% of the time in a fraction of a second. So I'm open to the referee's part. I have no issues with that. But I have massive issues when it comes to VAR and the officials not giving the ref the information he needs to make an informed decision. So that, for me, it was just farcical. And I didn't even watch the rest of the show, and I don't really care what else they spoke about. Because for me, every time they do this, it just ends up the same thing. Just more, oh well, lessons to be learned, sure, let's move on, nothing to see here. No, I'm sorry. If I don't see Liverpool winning a league because we lose it by a point or two, how many of these do we have to put up with before we start to think, are these officials really having too big of an impact on the outcome of a season compared to the managers and players, the actual superstars, the actual people that should be having a say in what happens. I think it's gone beyond mistakes now. It's gone beyond what's acceptable. And we haven't even spoken about the red cards. I know you guys in the chat are giving me lots of other bits and pieces that you remember that's happened. And like, look, let me say this as well to anybody watching this. I'm not thinking this is a Liverpool only problem. I'm not for 1 second trying to suggest that it's only Liverpool that get these harsh calls. Look at Wolves. Many of them. And I've seen lots of them for every club. But that doesn't make it alright, does it? The fact that crap decisions happen to everyone. Where would we accept this in life and any other business? You know? Would you, if you rang up your car insurance company and go, my premium went up because you've logged a claim that I didn't make, and they went, oh, that was a mistake, but don't worry, Mr. Houlden, we've also made that mistake with 500 other clients whose prices were the wrong way around. Does that make you feel any better? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make me feel any better. Not at all. So what would make me feel better? Learning from the mistake and it not happening to the other 499 people.